Now you go into like an audition where you can. Glory to God, welcome to the channel. My name is Raul. I want to show you a few quick things that make using the pattern sequencer a whole lot smoother. So it really hurts my heart when I see people up in like FB groups, maybe in an MPC gang, and I'm not talking smack or anything, but a lot of people have this idea that the SP44 is an effects box. It's so much more. Like, this really could be your centerpiece. Like, if I wasn't blessed beyond my means, this would be my centerpiece. I love this. It's very enjoyable. It has a dope sequencer. You just got to get used to it. So these are a few things that I wish I had known when I first jumped into using the pattern sequencer, because you're not alone. I myself was very frustrated with the pattern sequencer in this, and I gave up on it for a little bit. But then, you know, I gave it another chance, went back into it. Now it happens to be one of my favorite sequencers alongside with the MPC. So yeah, let's take a look at these things that'll hopefully help you out if you're just getting started with the sequencer. Okay, so here's something that kind of tripped me up when I first started messing with the pattern sequencer in this. So say you're preparing a loop, you know, and you've pressed the loop button in order to, you know, make sure you got a nice loop that you want to later put in the sequencer. So something you got to make sure that you do is turn this loop button off, because the way this behaves inside the sequencer is just the way that it behaves according to the pad presses. Each pad press activates and deactivates when a loop is selected. So if I'm in the pattern sequencer, I already have this sequenced. When I play it, watch it come back around, what it's going to do, it's going to not play the second time around. See, as you can see, so you got to make sure that that loop is off, and you should be good. So these are some beginner tips. I suspect, though, you could possibly have had your SP44 for a while and still not know much about the pattern sequencer, because it can be a source of frustration. But here's another tip. So once your pattern is playing, you're in the pattern sequencer, right? And your pattern is playing. If you press pattern select once again, now you go into like an audition where you can hear your other pads. You can jump around to different banks. Another way of doing this is if you're in record mode, you could just put it in rehearsal mode, and you can hear your pads and get ready to sequence something. So I'll go ahead. Another great tip I didn't know for a while is if you press pattern edit, make sure you select the pattern that you want to edit and then hold delete. While you're holding delete, select the pads you want to erase from the sequence that you just recorded. You can select as many pads as you want or as little as you want. I'm going to delete all the drums. And while you're still holding delete, push this knob, push enter. And now, once I exit, play the pattern sequencer, it'll be back to just the original loop. All right, so my last quick tip for you is going to be about getting really acquainted with the quantization and figuring out something that works for you. So if I want to adjust the quantization, the grid, I need to go into the record setting. In order to get there, I first need to activate record on a pattern, so I'll do that. Press record, go into rehearsal mode, go into record setting. Now, this is what I usually do, and maybe it could be something for you to jump off of, but you should figure out something for yourself. So for my loops, I'll use 100% strength on grid 16. For chops, the same thing. But say I'm doing Hi-hats, drums, any drum, usually about 90% at least. So I hit record, and then I'll record in some hi-hats. Go into rehearsal mode, go back to record setting. Now, for my kick, I'll usually put it at 32 grid just to loosen up the feel a little bit, so I have some more room to have some of my natural kind of swing in there. Hit record again. Rehearsal mode. Forgot to mention, I usually will just put my snare 90% strength in grid 16, just like my hats. So there you go. That is the vid for you. Just a few quick tips if you're getting started with the SP44, or maybe even if you've been holding on to an SP44, using it as an effects box. I just wanted to give you guys a little insight if you're still frustrated with that sequencer. I think it's really dope. Once you get into it, just got to learn it a little bit. Just bear with its, little unique things about it. And I think there are some benefits to the way that it actually works. Just the fact that everything is on one pattern. You don't really have tracks here. It doesn't really matter. I think that's actually a good thing. It makes it easy to do arrangements in this, like, very quickly, because the way that you can copy sequences is just like you copy samples on this, and it's very quick. So I do have a video on how I do arrangements with the pattern sequencer. If you want to check that out, I'll put a card right here, so go check it out. If you found some value in this video, please do give it a thumbs up. There's other monetary ways you can support the channel in the description, whether it be some of the products. I've got some sample packs, or if you need to purchase, if you're going to purchase something, if you're in the market for picking up an SP44 Mark II, check out the Zounds wish list in the description. It supports the channel, no extra cost to you. I think by now everybody knows how these affiliate links work, but that's what it is. I appreciate y'all. Till next time, God bless. Keep running with your dreams. All right, peace.